What's up, guys? Marcus Cotto here from TeamCTN, and I'm gonna cover my 5 tips on picking great bodybuilding shows. All right. So if you've seen my last quick tip video on where to compete, if you made it here this far, this is that next step on how to pick great shows to get the best experience. Not only just for a competitor, but for coaches who are trying to get their clients into great experiences as well. Because at the end of the day, if nobody's having fun, nobody's gonna come back. Okay? So my first one is ask around. And I say ask around, ask past and present people, okay? So I always say ask the people from the last 2 years of how their experience was with a production, and always ask the person who's currently doing the production or the bodybuilding show that you want to get in. This gives you like an just to collect some data just to see what you've come up with, because you just can't take everybody's word for granted, and you just want to see the consistent based on how the production or how the show was run. All right. My number 2 is attend the promotion yourself. Okay. A lot of times, a lot of people ask other people or the other gym person how a shows ran or how bodybuilding shows ran, and they never been to one themselves. Okay. So if I was you, go to the show, attend the show, see how you like it as a spectator, right? Because somebody's gonna be coming to look at you, so you want to see how the experience is as a spectator. And then also at the show that you're at, go ahead and just ask one of the competitors how their experience was backstage or leading up to the show. That right there is going to be a complete different experience on its own for the competitor backstage and your experience. Okay. My number 3 is going to be promotions. Okay. And there's so many ways we can go about promotions as far as how the promoter promotes their shows. Okay. One of them is venue. All right. So I can tell you right now, if I see a show that's in a high school or any kind of school besides like a college auditorium, I'm out. And the reason is because there's so many rules involved with high schools and other schools. Can't touch this, because of whatever. Also, the lighting is always off in schools, so, and I just think as a competitor, and as a competitor, you just deserve more than being at a high school. I think you deserve a really great venue to go, great lighting, good experience, like the whole 9. You've been dieting too long. Okay. The next, with promotions, you want to know how are the promoters promoting their show. Okay. So when I say how the promoters are promoting their show, how are they getting the information out there? Or are they just slapping it on the banner and then putting it on the gym wall, right? If they're doing that, that lets you know there's not a lot going into it. Okay. So that means your experience is probably not going to go that well. The good promoters, really get the information out there, especially with social media. They're posting all the time. Just go on their site and see how current they are and how responsive they are to you and how they're getting their shows out there. Okay. But I can tell you right now, if they're really not on social media and they're just slapping a banner on and just posting it, it's really not a lot going into it. You need really more than that. Okay. My 4th one is incentives. Okay. What are you getting out of the show when you're going there? Okay. So when I say that, there are so many shows out there. I mean, everybody's a qualification for something, right? But there are shows out there. Let's say you're going to do a show. All the photos are free, right? All the professional photos are free. Paid interest to this, right? Tanning's free, or this, what are you getting out of it? If you're not getting anything, you should probably look into other shows and see if you can probably make a vacation out of it. Yeah, that's what I would do. Because at the end of the day, you're investing to yourself. You want to have a good time. And this also goes with my thing with opening up your radius is just location. Make a vacation out of it. Make something big out of it. If your area is not a good promotion, and there's a ton of them out there, but That's what I would do. Open up your radius if you can. And if you can't, I would just save up to it so you can have a great experience. Then after the show, even just hair down or whatever you need to do, just a time to relax. Tip number 5, the oldest and biggest is not always the best. Okay, so this is a misconception all the time, especially with new coaches and new competitors. Just because something's been around for so long doesn't mean it's ran the best. Doesn't mean it's gonna be the best experience. A lot of times it's often the worst experience because the promoter has not changed their ways. It's so monotonous, it's so cookie cutter based that it's boring. Okay, so your experience is like down. But if I do have like just a couple, there are some couple productions out there that are just completely mind-blowing. Every show, every production, and they typically don't have a lot of shows because they focus on certain shows. So one of them is Center Podium. Their shows are freaking phenomenal. You know, I mean, one of them, they dress up as circus acts. Another one is Clash Series. A Clash Series is great production, awesome. There's some in Florida. There's certain productions in Florida, certain ones in the Carolinas. I travel all over, so I've seen it all. But I really think I'm from down south, but I really think the South has the best when it comes to competing in the country wise. But anyway, those are my top 5 of how to pick great bodybuilding shows. I hope you can use this with your clients or you competitors, but please, the whole point is picking good shows so your clients and everybody can get a good experience. We want everybody to keep coming back, because the more we keep putting people in shows or productions that are not ran well, we turn people off from the sport that we love so much. Okay, but that is it. I'm out.